So today we will see user creation, different types of users available in Oracle Fusion Cloud. And once done with this user creation, we will see sandbox operations or sandbox concept in Oracle Fusion Cloud. So this is the meeting agenda, different types of user, creation of HCM user, creation of non-HCM user, creation of implementation user, and then we'll see sandbox concept and a demo on sandbox. Okay. The first one is what is user in Oracle Fusion Cloud. So to able to log in to the system, we need user credentials, right? So we need to create a user with some responsibilities so that they will get access to log in and to their daily operations. So for that, we need to so today we will see user creation, different types of users available in Oracle Fusion Cloud. And once done with this user creation, we will see sandbox operations or sandbox concept in Oracle Fusion Cloud. So this is the meeting agenda, different types of user, creation of HCM user, creation of non-HCM user, creation of implementation user, and then we'll see sandbox concept and a demo on sandbox. Okay. The first one is what is user in Oracle Fusion Cloud. So to able to log in to the system, we need user credentials, right? So we need to create a user with some responsibilities so that they will get access to log in and to their daily operations. So for that, we need to create a user. So basically, uh, we need to give login credentials and then with their respective access. So if a person is sales representative, so we need to give only those responsibilities to access. If it is a admin, so they might need some additional responsibilities. Sorry, I was not sharing screen. Okay, so basically, these are the three types of users, and the other. So in this user setups, right, we have three different types of users. First one is HCM user. If your company is implementing uh, or already implemented human capital management, that is to to give all the payrolls, then your employment details. So every company will use some HCM system, right, to uh, to capture all your all employee details. So if your company is using HCM, Oracle Fusion Cloud Human Capital Management, so then you can use the HCM users itself uh, to give your sales CX sales access. Some companies will may not be using HCM module, but they only subscribed for CX sales module. So in that case, you can still create non-HCM user, your user as your sales user as non-HCM user. Then the third type of user is implementation user, where uh, so this type of implementation users, they don't they will not uh, participate in the daily transactions. Like they will not create lead, they will not own a particular record. So they will just implement the system, the application, like developers, right? Developers who are implementing Oracle Fusion Cloud, Oracle CX Sales. So they will be creating as implementation users. We'll see one by one the differences between HCM user, non-HCM user, and implementation user. So to uh, to go to for this creation, right? I'll show you directly in the environment. So we will see first HCM user creation. For that, we need one special role, additional responsibility, that is human capital, human resources specialist. So I'll show you where we can add that. And before that, so once we get that human capital human resources specialist role, so then we will get this group access, my client group. Here we can see new person. If you click on this, hire employee, then we will choose some relevant details, uh, hire date, legal employer, then first name, last name. So basic information we can mention. Okay. We can enter all the additional information that is available here, but now I'll just enter only minimum details. Then something like national identifier. So if it is a US, then maybe SSN, social security number. So it is a 9-digit number. For India, it can be something like Aadhaar card. So then click next once you enter the step one, personal information, identification. So now here the personal information. So where we will be giving some address. And then phone details. This is also not required, but basically every person needs some contact information, right? So we can provide this. And then email. So then all relevant information you can specify here: citizenship, visa information, contacts, etc. So for now, I'm not entering all of those. And click next. So then here still you can enter some uh, additional details. The important field we need to choose is business unit. The user that we are going to create is belongs to which business unit. Okay, so this is the only mandatory field in this step. So basically we can enter all the relevant information here. Okay. Then click next. And then salary compensation details. This is purely if your Oracle Fusion Cloud instance has HCM module enabled or they implemented. So then only this process is might be required. So otherwise not needed. So now submit. Okay. So now the person record and user account record is created. To check whether it's created or not, you can go to person management and search for here. Um, so basically, in the backend, it performs some automate approvals. So just to check that, we can go to tools and transaction console. So here we can see the status of the employee creation. So if we clear the status, we can see that test sales user hire an employee. Yeah, it got created. Again, if we go to person management, so most of these modules will be available only for the HCM human human resources specialist role. So user is created. So if we go to this task menu, you can see a user account menu here. So from here, we can see whether user is created for this person record. Okay, user is already created. So uh, now, so users, we can check uh, now user we created, right? How we can manage users and responsibilities is if we go to navigator and if you go to tools, you have a security console tool. So this tool will be accessible only if you have a IT security manager role. Okay. So basically this is a screen to manage the users roles and some user setups. We'll discuss in detail on this on this different areas, but today we will focus just on creation of users and their the main roles required. So now if we go to users, if we search with that username, so we can see the user that is created. This is active log no. If you want to reset password, you can do. Okay. And if you click on this user, you can see only the employee role got added. So if you want to add additional roles, so you can click edit and add role and add something like sales manager. So sales manager role will be added to this person. Okay. So this is how the we can give sales user access or sales module access to a HCM employee. The next one is non-HCM users, right? So for that, we'll click on home, click on the profile icon, setup and maintenance. So here to go to the task, you can navigate uh, to from this group. So all the users and security related setups will be grouped here in users and security. All the company profile related settings or profile options will be listed here. So now I want to work with users and security. So I clicked on users and security. Then I will switch to all tasks. Here I have manage users. You can search the existing users here, or you can create a user from create a new user. So here you just click on this plus icon. And provide minimum user details required to create user. So email, username, and hire date, phone number, and phone number is not mandatory, but you can enter. Then send username password. So you can send this, and then person type. So whether the user is employee or contingent worker or something like contractor. So you can specify that here. So for now, I'll choose employee. Then we will select the legal entity. So I'll select US1 legal entity and then business unit. So you can enter if you have defined a job, grade, department, then manager. So you can enter all those details if required. Then the role. So now I want to give sales representative access. So I'll choose salesperson and click on auto provision roles. So it might add some roles that are relevant to salesperson. Or let me select sales manager and click on save and close. So now the non-HCM user got created with sales manager responsibilities for this business unit and legal entity. Now, if you want to add more roles, so you can again go to security console, users.
Uh, Sunil, I mean, what is the difference of adding user from?
Okay, so now, so this with this they can log in. Now, if you see, I have selected sales manager, right? So all the sales manager related stuff will is get added, additional roles. But if we create only HCM user, right, we saw only employee role added, not other roles. So that the third type of user is implementation user. So if you compare uh, the first user type, right, HCM user, where we selected the business unit, legal entity, etc. And even in non-HCM user, we selected business unit and legal entity. So basically, these two type of users can own some records in application. Like they can create a leads, they can own some leads and opportunities. They can own accounts, contacts. So they will have these responsibilities. But implementation user or setup user. So implementation user or setup user might not create records, right? So if suppose if I'm CX sales implementer, I don't need and I'm not going to create any records on behalf of like sales team. So my job is to implement the system, to set up this system. Only that. I don't need to create records. So for this, right? So we can just create a user account from security console. Here, click add user account and select first name, last name, email information. Okay, and then password. Then what all roles you need, right? So suppose you need a sales manager, you just enter those, or sales admin. So to set up some to manage some tasks, right? We need a sales admin also. Manager. Then additional roles we will add, like sales administrator. To set up this application, we need sales administrator and application implementation consultant to access some setups and some important tasks. Application. Okay. I'll we can just search for that application implementation user, and we can add. There is some slowness, it seems. Yeah. Okay. Okay, basically these two and are sufficient to access the tools and uh, task menu, setup and maintenance. Just click create, and then you can log in as a setup user, and then you can work on setups, then extending this application. Okay, so these are the three types of users we have. And one more important thing is, here we are not going to in setup user, right? We are not selecting use business unit and legal entity. So these users are not related to business unit and legal entity. Also, the setup users are not licensed users. So Oracle will not charge for this setup accounts or implementation user accounts. Oracle will charge only for HCM users or the non-HCM users created from managed users. So the next topic is sandbox. Okay, so basically the sandbox in Oracle Fusion Cloud is a copy of, so we have this system. So this system will be used